Alright folks, welcome back to King's Consoles, here with a look at a gaming book. Something I've not done too often on this channel, but I really had to share this book with you. This is More Terrible Old Games You've Probably Never Heard Of, Attack of the Flickering Skeletons by Stuart Ashen. Now, if you're into your retro gaming and just tat in general, you'll certainly know who Stuart Ashen is. Just normally goes by Ashen on his YouTube channel. If you haven't heard of him, just search for his name and you'll enter a world of amazement. It's quite appropriate that I'm doing this on the couch. That's actually one of the reasons I'm doing this review on the couch. If you know Ashen, you'll know why. If not, watch his videos, you'll figure it out. Anyway, this is his second book that he has released. He originally came out with, fun enough, Terrible Old Games You've Probably Never Heard Of by Stuart Ashen. As you can see, a slightly smaller book. This was released back in 2015. I actually only recently picked this up. I missed his video about this. Now, I've subscribed to Ashen for many a years. It's been on YouTube, but I actually didn't realise I had this book out until he announced the second book. So obviously a quick visit to Amazon and I picked this up. Back in 2015. It's a company called Unbound. It's a great website. It allows people to get books published that necessarily wouldn't be published. So a bit like your Indiegogo, Kickstarter. You get backers, allows the book to be released, and then we end up with these physical copies. So I never backed the book originally, the first one, because I wasn't aware it existed, but I did manage to back the second book, and this is the special edition of that very book. Nice hardcover. Now, one of the biggest differences between the normal release, which I have here, as you'll see the cover is pretty similar, apart from it's glaringly different on my version. You can see from there, hopefully you can figure it out. Because I was a backer, these were slightly delayed. Now, this is a very late video. The book originally came out in November 2017. I had the pleasure of actually meeting Ashen to get the book signed. Hadn't arrived, I didn't get till December, this version of the book. But I was desperate to read it, so I ended up buying another copy, or this copy, before my backer's version arrived. And it kind of comes with this, is it lithogram? I can't remember what they call these things. It's kind of scratchy. You can hear it there. It's got this great cover that when you move it, the legs of the character, and fun enough, the skeletons flick. So I'll let you enjoy that little motion for a little longer. Oh, there we go. So that's one of the great features I have in the backing book, plus another couple of areas. Now, we're away Ashen's, in fact, just to prove it, I'm not a liar, here's a little bit of evidence.
Hello! Hello! Hello!
See, both him and I existed in the same plane of the universe. Very nice guy. It was majorly overrun. The queues, it was at Waterstones in Edinburgh. The queues were at the door, and he got through everyone as far as I was aware of. I was quite near the back of the queue. And top bloke, had time for everyone to speak to. And so, as I was saying, I didn't have this book at the time, so he was very nice to sign my copy here. Say, hello Dave King. You see there's Unbound, the name of the website. If you haven't seen this book as well, definitely worthwhile picking up. It's basically a lot of games that were released on the computer market in the UK, so your Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64, your Spectrum. Back in the UK, there was an influx of small developers that were churning out taped games, and they were rife back in the 80s and early 90s. So I'm not going to talk about this book. Somebody else probably got a video of this book, and they've probably done it to death already. There's probably tons, and to be fair, there's probably tons in this one as well, but I just want to talk about it. So the version I've got here with the follow-up is much the same. As you see, but the difference in size, a lot more content in here, of course. Sure there'll be others to come. It does come with a nice little, I've actually bookmarked one of my games here. Oh no, I've actually not. I've lost it. Or have I? I bookmarked my name. So my name's in this book. As part of being one of the backers, you get a name in the book. I haven't got open to the book yet. Also received, as a backer, this lovely little bookmark. It says, this book wouldn't exist without 2,687 subscribers who brought it to life. Thank you for your support. And of course, help spread the word. Share your photos on social media. Flickering Skeletons by Stuart Ashen. So, I did have this bookmark in the book, one of the games I played and it was particularly bad, but now I've lost it, so I just have to try and find it. Yeah, let's get into opening this thing. So because I wasn't actually able to get this book signed because I hadn't received it by then, they did give me a little sticker which I've managed to stick in here, so it has been technically signed. And there's Ashen's himself, his little welcome. I'll let you have a little read of that, about what he's all about. I'm not going to go through the whole book because it's not very fair. As I said, I want you guys to actually read this. And I'm actually going to give away my other copy because there's no point in having two. I'm going to keep this one for myself and you can win this version of the book. And I'll tell you about that near the end of the video, which you could probably just skip ahead if you really don't want to see anymore. But yeah, this is a Super Friend, so these are the guys that actually pledged a substantial amount of money to make the book available. And there's a big list. We'll just reckon this one. God Emperor Donald J. Trump. Good man. What a guy. Rubbish gun law policies, but he can back a book. Yes, here's the content of what games are involved. Some all-time classics like Alvida's Pet. What's one of the ones I like to bring out? God, I haven't looked through this so many. And see, a lot of these you're probably looking and going, what the hell are these? Yeah, we've got the Flintstones in there as well. The one I had was actually Abe's Odyssey for the Game Boy, but it's not actually listed here unless it's further on. Yeah, I'm not going to go through them all, but these are kind of typical. It gives you a little look at the screenshots, which you can tell from there's not very much in Alvida's Pet. BBC Micro and Acorn Electron, which I did own, Acorn Electron. Very well laid out, so it gives you screenshots. And if it comes on different variants as well, it'll kind of tell you there's a little bit at the end, giving sort of review scores, what games to play instead, play these games instead, so telling you games are better than the ones that you actually have come across. The Roadie, another great little, great terrible game. A lot of these games, of course, back in the day for the ZX Spectrum, they're all knockoffs of Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, but the overall layout of the book's really well done. Nice big text, great screenshots, and there's a few celebrity. Oh, there it's here. This is the one. I wanted to highlight this. So I've actually got this, and it is really terrible. Now, there's a few celebrity reviews, or they're not really reviews, but experiences, we'll call them, of disappointing games. This is from Dan, which is the Nerd Cubed, who also appears quite frequently with Ashen's. His game is Oddworld Adventures on the Game Boy. 1998. It doesn't seem like it was actually that long ago, but it really was. And it was priced £20. Now, luckily I picked it up for a couple of pounds, but it really is a watered down version of Abe's Odyssey that doesn't play very well. So out of this whole book, that's probably one I've played. I've not actually played a lot of these games, thankfully for myself, but I have got a few emulators because I wouldn't be able to have all these systems to actually play some of these games and see exactly how bad they are. And some of them it's bad for graphically, some it's bad for the gameplay in general, like pure hit detection, just pure rip-offness. Like it's a really bad version of a really good game. So I don't want to spoil the book too much. I'm just kind of flicking through random pages. Some of the other highlights we have is the Commodore 64 coin-up conversation battle royale. So it's kind of showing you different variations of effectively the same game. So you've got a US publisher here for mine's. Let's see, it's the 720. That's what it is. But you have a US Gold version, who's a European publisher back in 1987. And then you've got the US publisher, who's Mindscape, back in 1987. So it's kind of showing you a comparison of different publishers making effectively the same game around about the same time. And yeah, that's quite an interesting section to look at. I'm kind of gushing over the book because I like this type of stuff. This is stuff that gets, as a good read, probably a lot of useless information that you'll never need in life. However, I do enjoy reading books about games, and especially games I've never heard of. Even though they are bad, I remember this, Professional Footballer. I think my brother had this one for the Actually, it was Commodore 64. Never really had a Commodore 64. Maybe my mate actually had this. But it was just a typical, just a screen. So this is actually terrible covers. But yeah, there's this game I can vaguely remember. It must have been my mate that had it in Commodore 64. Yeah, this is just all the different screen covers. I won't go too much there. Don't do too many spoilers, especially if you win the book. You want to have a look at this yourself. But very nicely laid out, obviously, as a second variation. Oh man, that's quite a recent game. So that's your WCW NWO Thunder for the PlayStation. By Kim Justice, was a video producer. This is kind of her pick. Yeah, and that's all I'm going to really show you guys of the book. I just want to go finally. Now, what are the chances of this? I go on to the route of back in this book. This one, my name, no David King's in here at all. And would you believe it? Let's see if I can zoom in here. There we go. 2 David Kings. So one of them, I don't know which. Keep it double print, I doubt it. Probably is 2 David Kings. Quite a common name. Both side the back of the book. So, hello David King if you're out there. In fact, it may even be the David King that's on one of the Retro Realm. Is it Retro Realm? Yeah, one of the Facebook groups I'm actually on. We started having a conversation. And he was called David King, I was called David King, which is quite convenient. Yeah, so that's my name in the book because I backed it. And I'm going to stop there and stop babbling. I just want to highlight this book to you guys and said, if you are interested in any form of retro game, good or bad, worth a read, very funny. If you know Ashen's type of comedy, very witty, yeah, you'll love this book and reading it. Guru Larry has another one I've actually backed. He's got his Fact Hunt on his Guru Larry channel. I believe he is now backed. He's now hit his target. So I'll be looking forward to that when it comes, and I'll bring you guys a look at the book as well. So it's not really a review. I enjoyed the book. That's all you need to know. You may or may not enjoy it, but certainly worthwhile picking up. If you would like to win this copy, all you have to do, down in the comments, just put a note of what terrible game that you've played and wish that if you could erase it from memory, you could. Just put that down in the comments, and what I'll do is I'll just pick from the comments a name out of a hat, or I'll do some sort of draw, much like I've done with my King's Crate that I created a few months back, maybe even a year ago. Yeah, and I'll send this out to one of you lucky guys to read it for yourself. But that's Dave King's Consult, so you can catch us again very soon. Hopefully you enjoy the book if you do manage to pick it up. That's all for now. Bye-bye.